Well, it's the next day, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And I called the place this morning, and they said they could make the steel line. And I get there, turns out I have oddball fittings, which these slide off, so you could slide them off and flare the lines. But I guess they don't flare lines; they only like braze on or solder on replacement ends. So like they'll have the pipe, cut it smooth, slide on the new end and braze it on. So they didn't have replacement ends for it, so they couldn't make it out of steel. They made it out of regular hydraulic hose, and it's about 18 inches long, I think. 85 bucks. Oof. These hoses are pricey. But I'm gonna go put some work clothes on now and get this in. The place is about 40 minutes away, so it was an hour and a half. I had to drive out there. The boss wasn't there. Leave it there, get a call back. He came up with this idea here, and they had to make it and then drive back. So that was 3 hours of driving just to get it. And I think there was about an hour and a half between from when I dropped it off and he called. So in between that time, I stopped and worked on my friend's tractor for a few minutes and whatnot. So it's been about 5 hours to get this today. So let's get it in, see if I can get something done in the yard before it gets dark. Oh boy. You can't even make this stuff up. I gave you a list of all the things that have been going wrong for the last few months. You'd probably throw a hammer at the TV. So I dropped off the steel line to them for them to make me one. They had it in hand. The end's not the right one. The end is not the right one. Too small. It's like just barely catching on the edge of the threads. And the most irritating part is it is now 3:45. Most of the hydraulic shops around here that I found out yesterday close between 4 and 4:30. I don't even have time to go to another place today to try and get it made. What do? Do I go all the way back over there and see if they can find the right fitting, which they probably can't if this is what they came up with? Or do I find another place that'll probably be able to, like I said to him, if you can make the steel line, you can reuse those fittings, and all you gotta do is flare the ends. Or do I go buy a piece of line, drive the 100 miles to where all my stuff is in storage, and get my flaring tool and flare it myself? Stuff like this should not be that hard when you give somebody the exact product you need. Like, you should know, you thread a fitting into it and like you try it, like, oh, it wiggles just a little bit, and then you try it in the other one, you're like, oh, it wiggles a lot in this, so it's going to be different. Because like you always have, like all these places, they all have multiple fittings, tons and tons of fittings and adapters and everything else, so like you always have one to try in the end of it. And you should know that there are metric and American and JIC and SAE and pipe thread and non-pipe thread and all the other stuff, O-rings, no O-rings, and all that different jazz, male and female and everything. It's a hydraulic shop, you know. It's not like it was a napper. They do a little bit of hydraulic stuff. This is a hydraulic shop. It seems like all I'm doing is complaining and venting lately, and I apologize for that. I assure you I'm not being dramatic. It's just I don't know. I did something wrong, and things are coming back to kick me in the butt. So I already switched into my grubby clothes from yesterday and the day before to put this in and get dirty and get back to it. So now if I go somewhere, I don't want to change out of my grubby clothes to go deal with this. But I got to make a decision and make a phone call. Hopefully I can give you an update today, but it's not going to happen because it's 3:45. So, damn it. On a side note, the one thing I can be thankful of is you've all seen how bad this property was, how bad the house is, how bad the garage is, the walls falling down, the roof's caving in. I've had a jacket for the second time. All the door springs and cables and tracks all work on this door. What are the chances? Garage doors are broken all the time. This one that I'm using from Mr. Ferguson works all the time. I'm very grateful for that. Always got to find something to be grateful for. And I'm always grateful every time I open or close this door. Because that door over there is broken. All the springs are broken. And that thing is a tank to open that thing up. Close it. All right, enough of that. A little positive in the negativity. Positively negative. Whatever that means. And one of the other things I had to do today, well, I tried to go to Tractor Supply to get fittings. They didn't have anything even close to being able to convert that over to a different line. But I was going to pick up a car trailer. I got my brother's truck here. He dropped that off to me yesterday because I'm going to buy something tomorrow. And I get there and the parking lights didn't work on it. So I'd driven by a hot dog place, Hot Dog Annie's, on the way there. And I was all excited. I was like, once I get the trailer on my way back, I'll stop and get hot dogs. And it was all these windy back roads. And with no parking lights on it, and sun was setting, I was just like, I got to beeline home and get here before the sun goes down with no parking lights. It had brake lights, turn signals. It just didn't have all the clearance lights on it. So just minding everybody, hitting the brakes to make sure like lights light up and stuff like that. But yeah, just one more curveball. Anyway, I'm gonna mess around a little bit and call it a night. But this video still won't be over because I'm just gonna group all these multiple short crappy days all into one video for you guys to enjoy all the misery all at once. And hopefully in the end you'll see some good progress in the yard after the tractor's fixed. We'll see what happens. I gotta try and go there early in the morning tomorrow. So I gotta go north 45 minutes early in the morning, come back 45 minutes, deal with them while I'm there for God knows how long. And then when I get back here, I gotta drive, I think it's almost 2 hours into Connecticut to get the car that the vehicle I'm getting, and then 2 hours back. So probably won't get anything done tomorrow other than picking this car up. Hopefully get the line so then I can work on the yard Sunday. So wish me luck. Okay, so day 472.95 of trying to get the tractor fixed. So I ran back over there this morning and brought the stuff in, and the boss wasn't there again. And he's like, "All right, well, leave it with me. We'll get back to you later or Monday." And I was just like, "Listen," I was like, "Is there anything we can do today? I'm way behind. Like, this thing has to get fixed." And I was like, I brought the fittings that go into the tractor off both ends. I was like, can we match up something that'll make that fitting on this end, wherever the hell I'm trying to point. Yeah, I was like, can we make one fit here that on this side will fit the line that you made me, or a line you can make me? And it was like he hadn't even thought about it. And he's like, oh, well, let me go look. And he started looking, and they did have fittings that went from basically the pieces on the tractor to a different style line, not the line he made me, so he had to make another line. And it turns out it's a British fitting. Dang Brits. Maybe all our fittings for the line ends got thrown over with the T into the Boston Harbor. I don't know, but either way, I guess the opposite end is like impossible to get. So got it resolved, got a line made, and there she is. That's one end. There's the straight end. Hopefully I guessed on the right length where it has to bend through the frame rail and come up and all that stuff, because that was pretty much a guesstimate because it's supposed to be a steel line and there's not a lot of room for error. So anyway, I'm gonna get geared up, get my clothes on, and get back to that. But while I was there waiting, they had a bunch of these. I was surprised to see these at a hydraulic shop, but these are two-piece weld-on hinges that are greasable. They have like a little bearing on the end. I've used huge versions of these. Like, this is like the size of my index finger. But I use huge ones of these from the welding shop that used to be near my old shop, because me and my buddy Mike made some big iron gates for his driveway. I've never seen them this small, so I had to buy two. And the bonus part was, even though this time they had to make the line, the two fittings for the line and the two adapter fittings for the ends, it actually ended up being less than the original line, because those other fittings and that other style line was way more expensive. And I was able to get two of these for like $7 less. So two of these, the two adapter fittings, the two fittings for the line, the hose itself, and crimped together, was $7 less than just the one line I had last time. So I'll take that as a win. Maybe today's on a positive note. So I got a little while before Chris gets here, and we're heading to go pick up another project car that I showed interest in, and then now I can buy it. So I'm going to go follow through with that, but I'm going to go work on this thing right now. I think I got about a little over an hour to kill. All right, well, I don't know if I covered it in a previous part of this video, but I went down to Connecticut to look at a truck that I was gonna buy. Turned out way worse than I expected. Holy crap, that thing was cobbled together. Terrible. So came back empty, dropped off the trailer. Now we're back on to Mr. Ferguson. So here we go. Let's see if the new line and fittings that I got for the third trip to the hydraulic shop will replace the steel hard line. I sure hope it's long enough and will make the bend enough and all the fittings fit. Wish me luck. I need it. All right, so the line is in. Let's see what happens when I try and start it up. See if there's any leaks blowing out anywhere or anything. I don't have the tripod set up, so I'm just gonna kind of prop you guys wherever I can. So bear with me here. There we go. That's something. It is pretty cold out, so it's diesel. It's probably gonna smoke. And that hydraulic line was on the steering. So if you see the wheels steer, then I think we fixed it. And if you didn't hear me, it's probably gonna smoke because it is a diesel. I'm just heating the glow plugs right now. Well, I don't see any leaks. No leaks. We are victorious. Now I'm pretty sure that runs off the main hydraulics. There we go. Coming down, first floor, women's lingerie. There we go. All right, we'll call that a win. And I'm going to call that a day. Because the sun's about to go down and it's cold out. And I got an early morning tomorrow. So consider that a victory. Thanks for stopping in. We'll stick around though. Because I'm still going to tie this into tomorrow's video when I finally use this to clear more debris in the yard, hopefully. Hopefully I'll see you. Snap of a finger. Well, finally back at it. Let's see if we can get this cleared up some. I only got a couple hours. It's already late in the day Sunday. I took most of the day and went to a swap meet, automotive swap meet, got some stuff with one of my buddies, spent the day with him. So that was a good time. So I'm going to see what I can get done without being that jerk of a neighbor making all kinds of noise with the tractor late on a Sunday. So we'll do a little bit, see what we can get done, and then hopefully the rain holds off tomorrow and I can do some more tomorrow. But is there something else I was going to say? I forget. But I'll do my best to get you like angled somewhere decent. It's tough because I'm like picking it up here and then I'm running all the way up back just to dump it. So for me to like grab the camera and drag it with me every time, it's a major pain in the butt. So I'll do what I can, and hopefully it's entertaining enough. See what happens. Well, sorry guys, I took a break to go to the bathroom and came back and didn't turn the time lapse back on, so you missed a little bit of cleanup. So yeah, so I got a bunch of this stuff out and back again for another load over here. Sorry about missing some of the action. Well, it wasn't very exciting, just work. But I'm gonna start working on this little bit of corner here. It's getting a little late for a Sunday, so probably just do one more load. That'll probably be about it. Well, had my friend Ken and Holly stop by with Timber. Timber had a little accident. He's okay. He jumped or fell out the window of the truck while they were moving. Got a little cut on the back of his head and a couple of scrapes here and there. But he's doing okay. He's just, they want him to relax for a little while, so he wasn't able to run while he was here, so he was losing his mind. Because like he's normally running here like a madman. But it was good to see him and whatnot, and see them also. So we're wrapping up. It's like 8 o'clock now, Sunday night, so too late to be making noise. Gotta respect the neighbors. But this is where we landed off. We got a bunch of that loose brush off there and all the logs and all that stuff. A bunch of it here. That's all small stuff. All the logs here. A bunch of the logs that were tucked in there where that rock wall is. And then there was a huge brush pile right here. So we got all that also. So that's all good, big chunk of it. And then I was starting to back drag everything, just start cleaning it up and make a pile to move. But yeah, that's where I left off. And then I brought a bunch of this way out back. Actually, I don't think you're gonna see it. It's getting too dark out there. But oh yeah, we'll go this way. Sorry, one left, going right. But I put it all along the edge of my property out back there. All that brush, huge mound. So just pushing it all to the edge. And then as I have time to burn it at some point this year, next year, whatever, I'm back up to it with the backhoe, grab a big clump of it, drag it out, burn it, pull out another piece. But found Claire the other day. I forgot to record her the other day. But she's getting the bird's eye view of things right now. She's up on top of the trailer on that tricycle. She's cruising around. She's definitely up there pretty high right now. Let's see if I can get a better shot. Yeah, I stepped out of the camper the other day and I looked left and the sun was over here on this side. And there she is. She's hanging out. So Claire's back. She's keeping an eye on the caddy. But Mr. Ferguson, in the shadows in there, he did great. Shifter got locked up a handful of times, but came right out, so that's okay. And I think I'm going to get a bunch of rain tonight. If so, I might not be able to work in the yard tomorrow, so probably be working inside the house. But either way, I'll shuffle the cars around for the night. And thanks for checking in. And hopefully this was at least a little bit satisfying after the big, long, drawn-out, day after day of problem after problem, to the point where we're finally getting something done now. I think it's been like all week. I think it's been like 4 days trying to get the tractor going for that, and it breaking down and causing problems. And then all the hose issues and all that. But anyway, that's all covered in this video. So thanks for checking in. Sorry it was chaotic. Hopefully tomorrow's video will be better for you. Thanks again. You guys are awesome.